You're joining us in the middle of an amazing conversation with a New York Times bestselling author, podcaster, friend, Annie F. Downs. Annie, you have a new book coming out called Chase the Fun. Now, I just alluded to your bestselling book.
Yes, can you believe
it's the same name as your podcast. That sounds fun. So now is it safe to say this is a companion devotional to that?
Totally. Here's my problem, Sammy. You think I'd have learned this already, but I didn't. When I wrote Let's All Be Brave, after people read it, they said, how do I actually do this? And I thought, of course. So I wrote 100 Days to Brave. And so those books really go hand in hand. One is the why and one is the how. And then I accidentally did it again with That Sounds Fun, where I wrote the why book about like, why does fun matter? And what does it look like? And how is it a spiritual thing? How is it a really important part of a healthy life? And then everybody was like, okay, how?
Yeah.
You know what? You're right. And I'm sorry.
Yeah. And you said something in our first segment about being an amateur. And, you know, there's something that we abandon in childhood, not even just abandon, but maybe shun or look down on as adults are like, no, you can't have fun. How are you bringing that back and why is it okay?
And that's the thing, right? Is it, for starters, when you're a kid, we tell kids to try new things all the time, new vegetables. We're saying, eat this, at least give it a chance. Or we say, go try that new sport. Or yes, go talk to that friend you've never met before. I just heard Reese Witherspoon do an interview where her very best friend was a girl right now, is a girl who lived across the hall from her in their apartment. And her mom said, go knock on her door. She looks to be about your age, right? Like we encourage people to do new things all the time. But when it's us and we're grown-ups, well, I don't know if that person will like what I think. So I don't know if I should introduce myself. Or what if I get hurt if I try this sport? Or I had Brussels sprouts before and I didn't like them. I don't want to try this new recipe.
Yeah. Or the perfectionist in us takes over.
Right. And as we've already talked about social media, it can be really scary to be an amateur in a conversation publicly. Right. And
absolutely.
we expect everyone to learn at the speed of the internet and grow at the speed of the internet instead of learning at the speed of learning. And so what the permission we get to give ourselves and each other, and we talk about this in Chase the Fun, is this idea of like, go after being an amateur and be okay if you're not great at something. Remember when you were a kid and people said, try things, it wasn't because we wanted people to fail. I don't say that to my friends' kids because I want them to hate what they're eating. It's because I want them to get on a path of a new experience. It's why we travel too, right? It's to see new places.
Yeah, and I was just talking to a friend yesterday. Their child's starting a new junior high, and she's like, where they were going wasn't bad. There just weren't enough offerings. I'm so afraid of her getting to college without having tried things. And I think you don't have to stick with it for years, but just put yourself out there.
That's right. And what we've learned in the last couple of years is that people didn't realize that they were escaping from their lives. They thought they were going on vacation and doing all these things. And then 2020 shuts us all down. And suddenly mental health conversations are on the rise, and realizing like my life isn't exactly what I want is on the rise. And what I am hearing people say, because I get to talk about fun all the time, is like, okay, you mean there's something I can pursue that will actually help me not escape, but enjoy. And so that's what we're doing in Chase the Fun is like, okay, for 100 days, let's sit and talk about this with good quotes and great scripture and really how this is a spiritual thing, how this is a health thing, how this is part of you becoming who you really want to be. And let's see if that will actually give you the life you've been longing for. What if it's just chasing fun that will give you the life you've been waiting for?
Annie, I can't wait to get this in my hands. I want everyone to check out not only That Sounds Fun, but now Annie's newest book, Chase the Fun, a 100-day devotional. Annie, thank you so much for being with us. It's always fun with you, my friend.
I love you, friend. Thanks for having me on.
Love you. Bye.